Sydney, Australia has been the stunning backdrop to the finale of the 2014 Extreme Sailing Series. The racing has been fast and furious, right from the word go. No quarter was given and none was asked. 2013 series champions, the Wave Muscat, fought to the bitter end to regain their title. They finished second in Sydney and runner-up in the series. Real Team of Switzerland showed some class by finishing third in Sydney and third on the series. But 2014 has always been about the other Swiss team, Alinghi. Despite GAC Pindar trying to grab the headlines with a capsize, it's mission accomplished for Morgan Larsen and Alinghi. They take the win in Sydney, their fifth act win on this series, which ensures that Alinghi are the 2014 Extreme Sailing Series champions.
Yeah, well, we're not having the greatest day out there, so try to do something a bit different. What ended up being our last race, but we came around the top mark in a pretty good position. We jibed early and rolled over the Stopper Reelstone, and then got in front of them, and next thing I know I saw them come up hard at us and they hit our leeward rudder and basically knocked it off the back of the boat, and next thing I was just trying to find something to hold on to as the boat fell over and capsized.
think it's visionary. I think it's going to be something that we all do in a few years.
A really cool sounding event. I think it's nice to get all the new style foiling boats together.
Foiling now, it's the future. So the idea is great, and I'm sure this event will grow up.
First, let me start by saying that my wife is Australian, so I've been down here quite a few times. I've seen Sydney Hobart start several times, and have become good friends with Al Crichton over the years. And he sort of challenged me to do something like this. And Kenny and I would, Kenny Reed, the captain and director of my program. It was the skipper of Hahnemann, which is the copy of Endeavour 2. We had many of the crew that were on that, racing that for a couple of years, are on this boat. They're from all over the world, but Kenny had been a couple of times in the Volvo series, in the Volvo 70, and the fellows that we got to design it very much in designing these open ocean around the world racers, and so this is sort of, if you will, a Volvo 70 on steroids. It's really an unusual design, pretty radical, and I think, if I had wanted to build a boat just for the Sydney Hobart, I would have taken the most famous, successful boat of all time in that race and copied it. But instead, we designed a boat to be in open ocean races and try to break records in perfect beam conditions, beam wind conditions. This boat, Comanche, will be a very fast boat in beam wind conditions, and it sort of means to be seen. It seemed in this harbor race the other day it did okay upwind against wild oats, but we'll just have to wait and see. The conditions can be, in the Sydney Hobart can change. And even today, I don't think anyone knows what they're going to be like when we start. But it's probably the most radical boat design in this race. Built in the U.S. in large part because we know a boat yard in Maine that was capable of building it. They just needed the oven, so they chose to build the oven for it. And then we hired a bunch of Aussies to come up and do the carbon layup and manage that process, the actual building of it. But it just got launched a few weeks before it had to get on, maybe a week and a half before it had to get on a container ship to get down here in time to be in this race. So it's hardly been in the water. That race the other day was certainly the first race, the harbor race. We chose to put all no powered winches. I suppose there's one powered winch up front that's for furling the big sails in front, but we have grinders for everything else. And when it comes to a race like the transatlantic record, that saves you a couple of 3 tons at the beginning because you're not burning as much fuel in crossing the Atlantic. So we wanted to have a nice, as light a weight as we could for the whole trip. And but it isn't perfect around the buoys. Grinding is. We had a bunch of exhausted guys the other day at the end of that race. Anyway, we're happy to be here. We've got a lot of Aussies, we've got Kiwis, we've got Americans, so it's a multinational boat as well. The boat is obviously new, and it's a new design. I would say the design and analysis have been pretty rigorous. The designers, a French team, that have a lot of experience designing multi-hulls and monohulls for ocean racing. But, and then lots of simulations, finite element analysis, and fluid flow calculations, and then lots of tank testing and models of it. Design probably took close to a year in that sense, from the time we pulled the trigger and decided to do it. And then it was built under Australian supervision in the U.S. I got confidence that it's built well. You know, these conditions can be so nasty. Lots of chop, especially right at the end of Australia. And the conditions can be any wide variety. Like that 40 knot wind we had here the other day, I think we would have enjoyed that. But it would have been hard to keep the boat slowed down. That's the most difficult thing about this boat, is getting it slowed down when the winds are high so that you don't tear it up. First you have to finish.
Estamos al lado del One Planet, One Ocean de Farmatón. Este es el barco de Aleix Gelabert y Didac Costa.
Pues aquí básicamente es donde hacemos vida, es donde nos pasamos muchas horas. Y entonces el espacio se divide en las zonas laterales donde tenemos la litera. 2 literas, una a cada lado, según de donde venga el viento. Que se puede graduar la inclinación por si cambia la escora del barco.
Pero esto...
Tenemos unas bolsas que son para guardar cosas, lo que utilizamos más al día a día, la ropa que vamos a usar más y también pues la comida que vamos a utilizar esta semana. Nosotros llevamos comida para unos 100 días.
Esto es el baño, ¿no, Didac? Me explicabas que es, bueno, lo que vemos, no hay más.
Sí, es muy simple porque solo es un cubo que en este caso es de fibra de carbono para que sea más ligero.
Perfecto.
Y bueno, lo que hacemos es poner una bolsa de basura que no es una bolsa normal y corriente, sino que es orgánica y se deshace en el mar. También tenemos aquí detrás lo que es la cocina, una pequeña pica, un camping gas y un depósito de agua para tener agua potable. Después en la zona aquí central también tenemos todo el equipamiento electrónico. Aquí tenemos un barómetro, que es los GPS, que son dos iguales, pero llevamos una de recambio por si se estropea. Nos queda la de arriba, que controlamos la inclinación de la quilla. Y luego está el ordenador, que es donde están las cartas náuticas. Tenemos aquí almacenadas las velas que no estamos usando en este momento. Para cambiar las velas lo que hay que hacer es desmontar ese sistema de poleas para poderla poner encarada con la escotilla. Son velas muy pesadas, pueden llegar a pesar 60 kilos cada una. Y son muy voluminosas, ¿no? Y cuesta un poco que salgan por este agujero tan pequeñito. Si nosotros estamos gobernando el timón y queremos ajustar las velas, pues simplemente con estos aparatos electrónicos ponemos el piloto automático, luego la caña se queda en modo automático y de esta forma pues podemos coger lo que es el pedestal. Con el pedestal nosotros podemos hacer mover los winches. De esta forma es una gran desmultiplicación, son unos rodamientos para desmultiplicar y podemos ajustar la vela a la posición que queramos sin un esfuerzo muy grande.
So 12 months has passed since we pressed the go button on this team, and in that time we've achieved a huge amount. We really started off with absolutely nothing, and we had to go out, bring in our founding investors, who I have to say have been absolutely amazing in not only their financial support, but also their business acumen and their personal support for helping to build this team. We launched the team in June with the Duchess of Cambridge at a fantastic ceremony, which was really well received by everyone in Britain supporting this team. We started sailing with our first testing boat late this year in September, October time, which has been a real credit to all of the engineers, designers, boat builders who put a huge amount of effort into getting that boat on the water. And for us as sailors, it was a real pleasure to be out there flying around at 35, 40 miles an hour on Southampton water on the Solent. We started work on development of our home base in Portsmouth, which is a really exciting feature for the team, and really I think has a lot of knock-on benefits to our charitable trust, the 1851 Trust, which the Duchess of Cambridge has very kindly agreed to be a patron of. And that is really important to us as a team, because it's about the educational agenda, getting young people into sport, into sailing, helping to create jobs, technical apprenticeships in the Portsmouth area and through the marine industry. So we've had an absolutely amazing year. A huge thank you to everybody who's supported us, and we're really looking forward to the continued challenge and getting into next year.